is Saturday, April. I don't even know what the day of the month is. We're starting out our day at Genesis. And we're done. And Craig's playing the Muppet Show theme. That must be his signal that we're done. A Muppet Show song. It's cold today. I wanted to walk outside today, but I don't think it's going to be warm enough. It's a high of 50 at 4 o'clock. And it's windy and cloudy, so it feels pretty cold.
Mail time!
Okay. You gonna open your package?
Yep. To my eyes, the original Fudge Kitchen old-fashioned long saltwater taffy.
Ooh. I bet you're gonna try one right now. There's also a card there. You'll have to read it.
Hi Craig, my name is Jess. I'm 33 years old and I live in Delaware. I've been watching you and your family's videos for a year now and enjoy seeing your vacation videos and daily adventures in Des Moines. I hope I can travel there one day to eat at all the nice restaurants and visit all the nice shops you go to. I recently got back from my annual weekend trip to Ocean City, New Jersey. I stopped by the Fudge Kitchen, my favorite candy shop on the Broad Boardwalk, and bought this box of saltwater taffy for you and your family to enjoy. Atlantic City, New Jersey is where saltwater taffy was involved. And I think the best taffy in the country comes from the Jersey Shore. I hope you all enjoy it, and if you like it a lot, the Fudge Kitchen takes orders online, so you can have it shipped to you all year. Their fudge is fantastic too. I also got you a postcard from a different shop on the boardwalk. Thank you for continuing to share your life with all of us on YouTube. It's been really cool to see you try new foods, visit new places, and be a fantastic, loving uncle to Livy and Josie. I think you're the best person who is very nice, and I give you 2 thumbs up, 10 stars, and a Just H silver awesomeness. If you still send thank you cards, could you please draw a rabbit and one for me? I admire you. Your art and rabbits are my favorite animal. Thanks again, and I wish you and your family well. Have a great day. Giant Jess H. Your biggest fan from Delaware. P.S. I also like watching YouTube food videos. My favorite quote, it's, says Stone Luigi, you didn't make it, and voila, we're off. What your favorite YouTube food quotes?
What's your you?
That's Mama Luigi to you, Mario.
Is there a postcard in there?
Oh.
Another one to add to our collection.
I hope this postcard makes a good addition to your collection. Your friend, JH.
Let me see it this way. Oh, this is very nice.
Well, I'll be.
I love seeing all the different places. Oh, these are cool taffies. They're long and skinny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dad and I have to try one pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
What flavor is that one?
Strawberry.
Oh. Strawberry's always a favorite of yours.
Mm-hmm.
How are they?
Good and chewy.
Just how taffy's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Was this worth the wait at the post office?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had a little bit of a wait today at the post office because they forgot to put the key in our locker. But it all worked out okay, didn't it?
Thank you, Jess. Hello, everybody. This is Chef Craigie Weber here, and today we're making pizzas.
What are we making our crust out of?
Chicken.
We're making some low-carb pizzas. The crust we're making out of canned chicken. You could use cooked, shredded chicken. This is just easy. It's a 12-ounce can. They have smaller cans of chicken and bigger ones. You want the bigger ones, a 12-ounce. I put it on this paper towel and squeezed out the water. First I drained it because it says to make sure your chicken's dry. And there was quite a bit of water that came out even after I drained it. The other ingredients in the pizza crust are 2 eggs and 1/2 a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. The rest of this stuff is for our toppings. Oh, also in the crust, we're going to put some garlic salt and some pizza seasoning or Italian seasoning, and that's optional. So Craig, let's begin by putting the eggs into the mixer. Good job. Let's add the chicken and just kind of dump it off that paper towel right in there. Is it working?
Oh, doggone it.
It's all right. Here.
Silly plane. Silly.
Okay.
Barnacle head.
Hey, Craig. Okay. It's okay.
It's all doo-doo.
Craig's a little on edge because he came down in his pajama shirt and I made him change.
It's all doo-doo.
So his fuse is a little bit short right now. Our next thing, what else do we need to add?
This.
Yep, add that Parmesan. And we'll add some garlic. It's actually garlic salt. It has sea salt in it. And they said to add sea salt, but I had garlic with sea salt, so that's what we're using. And then we'll add some Italian seasoning. And then we'll just shut the mixer and mix it all up. Now they did say that you could mix this with your hands. You don't have to use a mixer, but I don't think either Craig or I want to mix this up with our hands or stir it. So we just did it in our mixer, quick and easy. So it's supposed to not be dry, and this isn't. It did say if your pizza crust is too dry, then you can add another egg, but ours is just fine. So theirs showed making it on one big pizza pan, but I wanted to try making it on individual pizza pans. That way we could each have what we wanted. And I have some toppings ready. But it said to put parchment paper on your pizza pan and spray it with cooking spray, because apparently it can be hard to get off of the pan. So we sprayed that good. Now let's take a big scoop and put a scoop on there, Craig. Let's try that. Okay, let's put that on there and see if we can. What I'm going to do, because you're supposed to make this crust very thin. So what I thought we would do is take a piece of parchment and put it on top, and then see if you can just smush it down and see how thin we can get it that way. You could use your hands. I thought maybe this would be an easy way for Craig, so we're going to see. Okay, I think we're going to have to go a little bit further than that. So we'll just leave the parchment paper on there and use our hands to try and get it. Can you want to try and squeeze it out to the edge a little more? And then we're going to bake this for 30 minutes once we get the pizza crust made. I think we're doing good though, Craig. I think we got it pretty good and thin on there. Whoops, get that. Okay. Do you know how to preheat the oven to 350, Craig?
Bake.
And then just push start. And we're going to take another pizza pan and do the same thing. So let's just set that one over there. And then we'll spray this with parchment paper with this spray. And then you want to get another scoop of chicken mixture and we'll put it on there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. That's going to make us 3 pizzas, I think, which is, there's 3 of us, so that would be perfect. And if we like them and want to make, I bet you could make more of this crust mixture and have it in the refrigerator for the next day or 2. Right now I'm just kind of spreading it out with my spatula, which is actually working pretty good. But I think I will take it then and press down with that pizza pan. I'll Craig do that. We just want to kind of get it around on the... All right. Oops. Did we throw it there? Oh, there's our other parchment paper. Let's put that over. You want to squish it? I'll get out some of your aggression. Oh, I think it's good, Craig. Another piece of, I just cut these circles out of the parchment paper by putting this pan on top of the sheet of parchment paper and tracing it. So that way we have nice circles to fit our little pan. This is actually the first time we've used these pans.
How's that?
Oh, good job. Good thinking. That's quite a bit. So let's see. You know what? Let's try taking this. Do you want to try taking that and just moving it around on there to get it to the edges? And then we'll press it with the... You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
And move it over to the middle. Did you know that at one time the Berenstain Bears was spelled differently? Berenstain was spelled differently?
No.
Did you know that? Right now it's spelled Bernstain, and it used to be spelled Berenstein. I think I said that right.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No.
I didn't know that either. So it'd be more like Berenstein instead of Berenstein. Do you know any facts about the Berenstain Bears?
Yeah, there's a mama, a papa, and sister in birth. They all had each other. They appreciate each other. They live in a treehouse.
Yeah. Did you watch the cartoon? Are there cartoons or just specials from the
The
Bears?
cartoons and the specials, the 80s one.
Which episode is your favorite?
The Too Much Birthday one.
I love the Berenstain Bears. They always have a good lesson. And you're right, the family cares about each other. Okay, now we just need to, when the oven preheats, we'll bake these crusts, okay? And they'll bake for 30 minutes, and then I'll call you back down and we'll put the toppings on.
Can I go now?
Okay. After we put the toppings on, then we will put them back in the oven and bake them for, I don't know, 15 minutes, we'll see, to get the cheese and everything melted. I did have someone ask me today in an email if Craig knows how to handle money and if he understands the concept. And I may have answered this before, but I thought I'd just take a moment to answer that now. Craig, he doesn't really understand it. He knows that you use money to buy things. However, Craig's money is in the bank and we use a debit card because that's just safer and easier for Craig. He knows how to scan items and put his card in and put in his PIN number. But as far as knowing what like $100 will buy, it's hard to get him to grasp the concept. I mean, we went through and add up prices and things, but that's just a hard concept for Craig to grasp and to keep with him. There are some things that we work on with Craig, and at the time it seems like he understands, but then later when we go back to it, he hasn't got it. In school, they did work on, they had like a snack shop or a coffee shop, and the people within the special education classroom, I think it's called something different now, but they were in charge of running that at least part of the time. And I was told by his teacher that he was really good at counting back change. So he does get that part of it. We still work on it. We go to the store. I help him to make choices. And if something is a lot, we talk about how that's too much and how much money he has. So we do work on it some, but really, Craig will never be in charge of his own money. He wouldn't be able to do that, and it would be very easy for people to take advantage of him. So usually it's me that takes care of all of that. When he's with Stephanie, she helps him with that. If he went alone with Joe, Joe would help him. But that's just a little insight on that in case anyone else was wondering that. I'm sure that some people with developmental disabilities and autism are more able to be in charge of their own money and budget it, but that's just not something that Craig can grasp. I did want to also share with you today, we stopped at the post office because it said we had some packages, and when we got there, there was no key in our mailbox, which of course frustrated Craig because it wasn't like it was supposed to be. So I had to go to the counter and talk to the lady, and it took a little bit of time, but she was doing the best that she could. It really wasn't that long, but Craig continued to get more and more upset, and then was starting to rant and basically be insulting to, not directly to anyone in the post office, but the post office in general. Like saying the post office was a bunch of chumps or something like that. I don't know. But I had him go to the car because it was disruptive, and I'm sure it was making other people in the lobby nervous. There was kind of a crowd gathering because ours was taking a little bit of time. And in the end, the lady at the counter was able to find our packages. Whoever put them in the mail locker forgot to put the key in our P.O. box, so that's what happened. But anyway, when I got back to the car, I felt like, well, I need to have a talk with Craig about this. And I was very stern. And we talked about he wouldn't be able to go into the post office anymore unless he could control that, and, you know, what he could do next time. And that he wouldn't be able to do that when we ride the Amtrak train. You can't just have outrages like that. They might ask you to get off of the train. I don't know, or in an airplane. So I felt like we needed to have a discussion about that. And Craig was so remorseful. Like, this is the most remorseful I've ever seen Craig be. He was one other time, the last time he had a full-on meltdown. But this time, of course, he lamented about it in the car. And when we got home, he came in and told Joe he had a hard day or something like that. And he said it was overwhelming, and asked Joe for a hug. But Craig never asks for a hug. We offer hugs and give him hugs, but rarely does Craig ask for a hug. So Joe gave him a hug, and then he had to hug me. And I felt like it was a different experience than in the past. And I felt like Craig really understood that what he had done was wrong and that he needed to change it the next time. Hopefully when that time comes, he'll remember that. But it's very hard. When Craig becomes overwhelmed, it's just very hard for him to be reasonable. And often the only solution is just to separate him from the situation, which I did. But I just wanted to share that with you in case any of you have similar problems. And I always like to update you on where Craig is with that, because overall, Craig's been doing great. We haven't had any meltdowns since last June, not like full on. He's gotten frustrated, and we've been able to get him out of that or remove him from the situation. But today, I don't know. He was more on edge for some reason, because that definitely does make a difference. So I just thought I would share that with you in case anyone else has similar experiences, and just to show you, like, some of Craig's progress. I actually think today was progress because of how he reacted afterwards. And now I'm going to get these pizza crusts in the oven, and Craig and I will be back to put on the toppings. It's been 30 minutes.
Looks good.
Does it smell good?
Yep.
Here are the crusts. ready for the toppings. Feel the top. Yep. They feel dry. They do smell really good because of the garlic and the Italian seasoning in them, I think. But I'm anxious to try these.
My favorite ragu. Actually, Chef Boyardee is my favorite. But ragu pizza sauce will do also. Okay, so you want to pick yours and put your sauce on it. And we have our toppings. Spread it around. There you go. Next, you want to put some mozzarella on yours. We know what we can move it over here so it's not so far away. Although they won't be able to see you. Here, let's put it there. You singing a song?
No.
Oh, you're gonna help put it on the other ones too? Okay. Whoa! The bird just hit the window.
Hit the window.
Joe's on rescue mission.
You got him. The hawk got one of the doves.
Ah,
I seen them both go down. I thought if I get there before he's got his talons be at it good. So
the hawks are in full force right now. It seems like it was spring last year too when the hawks were so bad.
yeah. The dove and the hawk both hit the window.
Now, what do you want on your pizza? I'm gonna want this too. And you can put whatever else you want on yours too, Craig.
Pepperoni
Okay.
and Canadian
You can bring
bacon.
that towel over here, Craig, so you
We're
have
bringing
something
it out
too.
again.
Okay. On mine, then I'm going to put some. Okay, Craig. Come back over here. Oh, putting the lid on that. Okay, we'll put some pepperoni on mine. Some pepperoni on Joe's. Only I'm putting onion on mine. Okay. Onion, and then, well, I'll put you and Dad's in, and then I'm gonna see if we have any pineapple to put on mine. And we'll set the timer. Can you set the timer for 15 minutes?
Alexa, set the timer for 15 minutes.
We'll be back in 15 minutes.
Can I change now?
Yes, you can change. Craig decided that he also wanted a salad for supper, so I'm making this Mediterranean Crunch Taylor Farms salad. This is actually one of my favorites, and one that kind of surprises me that Craig eats it. It has escarole endive broccoli stock, which Craig's against broccoli. Cauliflower, Craig's also against cauliflower. Feta cheese, crispy flatbread strips, radicchio, carrots, and red cabbage. Listen to all of those vitamins. I mean, listen to all of those vegetables. They made me think about vitamins. Craig doesn't like the word vegetable, so I'm amazed he likes this, but he does like it. We've had it before. It's actually one of my very favorites, and I love feta cheese, so I usually add a little bit of extra feta cheese to it because it gives it so much flavor. We have those little bag of these, what did they call these again? Flatbread strips. Just pour those in. Sometimes I break them up into smaller pieces. I kind of like it, things in smaller pieces, so you get it all throughout the salad. We have our feta cheese. This is not a lot of feta cheese. This salad is 140 calories for a cup. I have this box of feta that I just mostly use to add to salad. Mostly this salad mix. So add a little more to that, break it up in smaller pieces. It also surprises me that Joe likes this salad because he used to be against all these things too, especially feta cheese.
Still in.
He says he still is, but he eats it. Let's toss this all together. Craig went back upstairs to chill a little bit because he wanted to put his pajamas back on, which was basically changing his shirt. I'm not sure why it's so uncomfortable to wear a shirt that he wears outside of the house, inside of the house, but definitely is for Craig. And even funnier, sometimes Craig, he just wears pajama shirts until they're just wore out. He stretches the necks all out. And so sometimes I'll say, let's throw that one away, and then we'll get one out of his closet that he wears when we go out, and we turn that into a pajama shirt, but that doesn't bother him. I think it's just probably the routine of that's how things are supposed to be. All right, we have this salad all mixed up. And the timer just went off for the pizzas, so let me get those out and show you what they look like. Craig's getting his all ready, but here's his pizza. I cut it. I'll show you ours uncut in a little bit. There's his side salad. He just put some peppers on it, some of the crispy pepper strips.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Okay, let's see.
Tastes good.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Is the crust good?
Yep.
All right. Oh, you need a napkin. Okay. Here's a look at Joe and I's pizzas. Just got them out of the oven. They're looking pretty good. I'm anxious to try it. Wanted to add that the parchment paper sprayed with the cooking spray worked perfect. These slid right off onto the plate, so I'm happy with that. That was a good tip. And now Joe and I are going to try our pizzas.
Well, when I saw what was going into the crust, I was really concerned that by the time you put pepperoni and ham and everything, it was going to soak through and the crust wasn't going to hold up. But you can see it's still holding up very well. I mean, it doesn't taste like pizza crust per se, but it's a good carrier. It doesn't taste bad.
Interesting.
It's got a little bit of crust taste, I guess.
It's crispy in spots.
Yeah, that's what's going to fool your brain.
I can't really taste the sauce.
Yeah.
So maybe put extra sauce on.
Well, a lot of times like this, mine's just nothing but meat on top, basically. And that always, to me, overpowers sauce on a pizza anyway. So it's not that big a deal to me. But yeah, this is
It's good.
Yeah, this is
very filling.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only ate like a couple of little slices and I'm already feeling full, so.
Yeah, that's what I say about anything that we have that is keto-based diet, or recipes, I should say. They just fill me up right off the bat. Just, whew, so, and that's part of, I think, what the weight loss with keto is you eat and you're like, man, I'm done. I am absolutely done.
All right. I'd say thumbs up. You should try it.
The Berenstain Bears Go Green by Stan and Jan Berenstain with Mike Berenstain. Narrated by John Lithgow. Bear Country was a beautiful place to live. It had green rolling hills and wide river valleys. It had cool shady woods and bright sunny fields. There were steep cliffs and deep canyons, roaring rapids, and rushing waterfalls. Lots of creatures lived in Bear Country besides bears. There were deer and ducks, woodchucks and weasels. There were rabbits and raccoons, possums and porcupines. There were badgers, bats, butterflies, bugs, and much, much more. The bear family loved living in bear country. They always tried their best to keep it beautiful. Most of the other creatures who lived there tried their best too. But no matter how hard you try, sometimes you run into problems. And that's just what happened. One fine morning, the bear family decided to go fishing. "Let's go down to the creek where Grizzly Gramps keeps his boat," said Papa. "We can pack a lunch and have a picnic as we fish." "Terrific!" they all agreed. The family packed up their fishing gear and their lunch and went down to the creek, where they loaded into Grizzly Gramps' boat. Papa got out of the oars and rowed everyone lazily along, their fishing lines out, while they ate a picnic lunch. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and all seemed right in bear country. Until... "Phew!" said Sister. "What's that awful smell?" The rest of the family sat up and sniffed. "Yuck!" they all cried. "What is that?" They noticed something funny looking floating in the water. It was a streak of dark, gunky looking stuff. It seemed to be coming from around a bend in the creek. "Uh-oh," said Papa. "I know what's around the bend." Soon they could all see it. The Bear Country Dump. "Wow," said Brother. "What a mess." It was indeed a mess. There were red cars, old mattresses, busted TV sets, broken washing machines, and piles of trash and garbage. But the worst mess was a bunch of leaky old oil drums that someone had dumped right on the edge of the creek. Gooey, smelly black oil was leaking into the water. "This is a disgrace," said Mama. She hated to see her beloved Bear Country treated this way. Mama had even been the mayor of Bear Country for a time. "This has got to be cleaned up," she said. We will go to the town meeting and complain." "Yes," said Brother. "Go, Mama," said Sister. "Go, go," said Honey. At the next town meeting, the Bear family and many other bears filled the town hall. Mayor Honeypot was on the stage. He rapped on the desk with a gavel. "Ahem," he said. "The meeting is called to order. Is there any new business?" Mama stood up to speak, but another bear jumped up before her. "Mr. Bear," he said, "I am Mr. Greenwood, and I have come to complain about the disgraceful state of the Bear Country Dump." Mama sat down to listen. "Oil is leaking from the dump into the creek," said Mr. Greenwood. "What are we going to do about it, Mr. Mayor?" Mayor Honeypot was surprised. "I didn't know about that," he said. "We will have a clean-up of the dump right away. Will any of you here volunteer to help?" Everyone in the meeting raised their hands, especially Mama, Papa, and the cubs. A few days later, it seemed like most of Bear Country was down at the dump. Everyone pitched in to clean up the trash and junk. Much of it would be mixed with earth so that trees could grow on it. They hauled away the oil drums and put them in a safer spot far from the creek. As the Bear family headed for home, Sister was thoughtful. "You know," she said, "it's good to clean up the dump, but there's lots more we can do to make Bear Country clean and green. We can do things right at home. We've been learning about it in school." "Like what?" asked Papa. "Well," began Sister, "we can recycle and compost." "We can stop wasting water and energy at home," added Brother. "And," put in Mama, "we can carpool with our families going to school or shopping so we won't waste gas." But Papa had the best going green idea of all. He rigged up a windmill on top of his workshop to power some of his tools. "I think wind power is the best kind of energy there is," he explained. "It's clean. It's there any windy day you want it. And the best of all," he added, "it's absolutely, totally free." Lisa and Honey holding up a pinwheel to catch the wind. The end. And this is Craigie Vaver saying, if you like this video, click like and subscribe. And happy Earth Day, everybody.